Rockstar Games has a knack for taking classic film genres and translating them into video games. The Grand Theft Auto series owes its success to the crime and gangster genres, and LA Noire is a love letter to classic film noir. The beauty about Rockstar is they take pieces from classic cinema and seamlessly meld them into the fabric of their game's story style and setting. In 2010, Rockstar created the masterpiece Red Dead Redemption as their take on the Western genre. On the surface, the game has all the trappings of a Western film, but the beauty of Rockstar and Red Dead Redemption is that the connections and references to classic Western cinema are more than just skin deep. The game borrows a lot from many films and fits right in with the contemporary Western style. Red Dead Redemption is set in 1911 during a time when the Wild West was dying due to government regulation and the advances of new technology. The story focuses on an anti-hero who is struggling in a world that is changing around him. The theme of death of the Wild West and nostalgia for what once was fits in perfectly with films like The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance and The Wild Bunch that portray a character who is stuck in a world that has outgrown them.
Well, I know those law books mean a lot to you, but not out here. Out here, a man settles his own problems.
The story of John Marston, an ex-bounty hunter who was forced to go back to his old ways to save his family, mirrors the story of Clint Eastwood's 1992 film Unforgiven. In Unforgiven, a widowed William Money is forced to go hunt down some men and hopes to provide for his children and save his struggling pig farm. The Wild Bunch has a similar tale in which a man is commissioned by the government to take down his old gang members, similar to John Marston and Red Dead.
You'll use what you have, and you'll see to it that it doesn't happen again, or I'll see you spend the rest of your life behind bars. Try to run, I'll be after you, and so will they.
I gave you my word.
Well, we'll see what it's worth.
No one's playing games with you, Mr. Marston. But if we were to play some games, there'd be some interesting ones we could play.
Thanks, sir.
Like hanging you for murder, or confiscating all of your property, like that little farm of yours, or having you put in an electric chair. Those are the sort of games we could play.
In those story sections in Mexico where Marston must play two sides of a revolution to get the information he needs? Well, that is taken right from the first film in Sergio Leone's Man with No Name trilogy, A Fistful of Dollars.
Baxter's over there. Rojo's there. Me right in the middle.
The game also likes to give nods to iconic scenes in famous Western films, such as The Searchers, The Wild Bunch, The Outlaw Josie Wells, and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Oh, and that oil town named Plainview? That is an obvious connection to Daniel Plainview, the main character in one of my favorite films of all time, There Will Be Blood.
I drink your milkshake.
John Marston himself is a mixture of various Western film characters, such as Bill Money from Unforgiven, Dick Thornton in The Wild Bunch, and the outlaw Ben Wade in 3:10 to Yuma. Marston's appearance can be compared to Charles Bronson in Once Upon a Time in the West, and Clint Eastwood in The Outlaw Josie Wells. What all these characters have in common is that they are bad men, who live by a moral code to justify their wrongdoings.
Every way of man is right in his own eyes, Byron.
We stole from those who had too much. We tried to give to those who had too little.
They feel what they did was out of necessity, or they feel they are a victim of a changing world. In the film Unforgiven, William Money keeps trying to justify his past actions and keeps telling himself over and over that things are different, just like John Marston.
Just because we're going on this killing, that don't mean I'm going to go back to being the way I was. I'm just a fella now. I ain't no different than anyone else.
We tried to change. I mean, isn't that what you're supposed to do?
We did change. And it's over now.
The setting of Red Dead Redemption can be seen through the vast landscape of John Ford's masterpiece, The Searchers. The gorgeous landscape has an obvious influence on various settings of the game with its Monument Valley escape vistas. Sergio Leone's film A Fistful of Dollars and Once Upon a Time in the West has its fingerprints on the isolated and desolate feel of the plains of New Austin. Speaking of Once Upon a Time in the West, Red Dead owes the inspiration for its score to the composer Ennio Morricone, who scored both Once Upon a Time in the West and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Homages to his cowboy ditties can be heard all over Red Dead's soundtrack. Rockstar could have easily made Red Dead Redemption a Grand Theft Auto game set in the Wild West, and it probably would have still been great. The fact is that Rockstar took their time to research their source material and showed a great amount of love and respect for the Western genre. This makes Red Dead Redemption a modern classic that can be spoken in the same vein as film classics like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, The Wild Bunch, and The Searchers. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. This is one of the first few videos I thought of doing. This is kind of one of my original ideas, so I really hope you enjoyed it. It's been a while in the making. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Give me some feedback. I'd love feedback. Thanks again to Perrydactyl. Helped me out a lot, so I really appreciate you, man. I really do. Just want to say I am intending to be more current with videos. I hope to put out a lot more. I have a lot of cool ideas, and I hope to get them out there. Don't really think it's that big of a deal to make an update video, so I'm just going to say it at the end of this video. So again, hope you enjoyed it. Please come back to watch more. You can click anywhere on this screen, just click. And with that, we're ghosts.